Everybody, Brian Blessing in Las Vegas, and it is going to be a very busy hump day. Lots of action on the wagering board for us. Oddsworthbetting.com, featured pick of the day coming to you right below this video. A lot of really good opportunities, and we're a day in front of what's a fun tournament, Pebble Beach, the AT&T. That's that Pro-Am, but there's some money-making opportunities. Walker and Day figure to be really tough in this event. Walker knows the course beautifully. Day's coming off a win, but this is the kind of event where someone's out there having a good time, gets in contention, can blow the tote board up for you. I'll just throw a guy out there, Pat Perez. Something about Pat Perez in California. You know, you get him to Florida, I want no part of him. But in California, Pat Perez might be a nice long shot play for you. Let's talk about the NBA. There are a dozen games, plenty of opportunities on the NBA hardwoods. Atlanta, what a season they're having. They're at Boston, take their act on the road. San Antonio takes on the Pistons in Detroit. Washington, north of the border, they take on Toronto. That could be when the playoffs roll around. Keep an eye on Washington. There's something sneaky about Washington, and these two teams could bump into each other down the road. So watch this game. Get a read for how it goes, because I think this is a series we could see down the road. Golden State at Minnesota. You think there'll be points in that game? Memphis, Oklahoma City, one of the games of the night in the Western Conference. But, of course, Miami is at Cleveland. LeBron James, his old mates, Dwayne Wade, that'll take the focal point of attention on a Wednesday night in the NBA. Also, you got the Lakers at Portland, and the Clippers get back home from an 8-game road trip. They've been on the road since January 28th, went 3-5 on the road trip, had some ugly outings. They are coming off a win over Dallas. They host Houston, and that's a pretty entertaining get-out game Wednesday night in the NBA. College hoops, number 2 Virginia on the road. Conference this time of year, hitting the road, never easy at NC State. Villanova will be at Providence to take on the Flyers. Pitt and Louisville, one of the better games on the evening. How about LaSalle at VCU? Now, take note of this. VCU is nicked up. They lose their point guard. Their center's got a high ankle sprain. They walked into a buzzsaw at the Riley Center. St. Bonaventure beat them at the buzzer. Is this a mad basketball team or a deflated team? The other thing is UMass will be at St. Bonaventure, and you'd envision that's a big letdown spot for St. Bonaventure. I've never seen a bull rush on the court like we saw Saturday on the buzzer beater by St. Bonaventure over VCU. Kansas State's at West Virginia. West Virginia didn't even show up for the first 10 minutes of the game against Baylor, and it cost them. Look for the Mountaineers. Huggy Bear to have them a little ready to rock and roll. Might be a pretty good idea. Maybe West Virginia in the first half, for fear of not coming out of the gate the way they did the other day. Think outside the box there a little bit. Penn State at Ohio State. Oregon's at USC. And a good game in the Mountain West. Wyoming is at San Diego State. And then we go to the National Hockey League. 3 games on the menu for you. Detroit at Pittsburgh. 2 high-octane teams in the East will knock heads here. Vancouver is at Chicago. We'll see if Ryan Miller gets the call here. He couldn't stop a beach ball on Tuesday night. And the Blackhawks actually thought they had a win in overtime against Arizona. The puck was about 1/8 of an inch from not going across. They looked at it, said it was no goal in overtime, went to the shootout. Arizona beat the Blackhawks. And then Washington will be at San Jose. And I don't know what, this is the Sharks. You go back to last year, the 3-0 lead in the series over the Kings and coughed it up. That's the nature of this team. They play to the level of competition. They've lost 2 in a row. They've lost 4 of 5. Listen to who they've lost to. Edmonton, Calgary twice, although Calgary's playing great since the All-Star break. And then they lose to Carolina. We'll see if San Jose does anything here at the trade deadline. There's tons of talent there, but there's just something about that team that they always find a way to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. Got to be a great Wednesday. We're going to try to get you W's. Oddsworthbetting.com. Featured pick of the day. It's available to you right below this video. Brian Blessing in Las Vegas. Back with you again on Thursday.